All right, guys, here we are again. The Wayward Sons podcast. All right, this is episode 5. We'll be talking a little bit of some distractions going on in the world and see what else we can get into. I'll hand it over to Epi. Let him introduce what we're going to talk about.
Distractions. Well, I mean, anything can be a distraction.
Right.
You got the old slap heard around the world the other day. Will Smith was activated.
Oh, yeah. I am legend.
Yeah. And you got gas prices. Yeah. You got Ukraine. You got Russia. You got oil's a big thing here around our region.
Yeah.
The price of oil. You got Donnie stirring the pot.
Dude, that dude stays stirring the pot.
You got Hunter Biden. We talked about that a little bit. I mean,
so let's just go and touch on every one that you mentioned.
Right.
So let's go back to gas prices.
Mm-hmm.
That one's always fun.
Yep.
Gas prices, I know they came out and said that it was all Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was, a week ago, maybe a few weeks ago? How they were like, oh, it's all Putin's fault.
Yep.
It's his fault.
For inflation and for everything, yeah.
And it's his fault that the gas is insane.
Yep. It's his fault. You have to get up and go to work in the morning.
You know? Yeah. And now they came out and said something silly today.
What'd they say?
No, this is not, it's not their fault. It's because the acts that we have, I guess, what are they called? Sanctions?
Uh-huh.
The sanctions were not properly aligned. Well, what are sanctions? Aren't sanctions certain limitations to some people and powers?
Mm-hmm.
So who's to think that maybe this whole inflation or the height of the gas price they're not money laundering or trying to line each other's pocket to set a decent price to where they're getting paid.
Yep.
At our expense.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I mean, who knows, right?
Yep.
They're not going to come out and tell us.
No, man. And then everybody needs gas.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody.
You know, you can't. It's not one thing you can say. You know, I'll go the cheap route. I'll buy the store brand. Yeah. there is no store brand.
No.
You know, you don't have an alternative. You pay for whatever they decide to put out there. Now, you can argue however you want, but I don't get into detail about the gas prices because there's so many goddamn experts. You got your experts that say it's the oil companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then you got the ones that say, well, it's the refineries. Then you got the ones that say, no, it's Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
You know, so, man, I don't even know who to point the finger at.
You know, but what drew me, kind of made me scratch my head a little bit, you know, was that big convoy they had going, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was right at the height
of
high gas prices.
Yep.
So, with that being said, freight, you know, we know what it takes to fuel an 18-wheeler.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've been working with them things for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So, for them people just to sit there and burn that fuel, where's that money coming from? They froze the GoFundMe account.
That was Canada.
Was it Canada?
It was Canada because...
I thought they did it here.
Well, the American trucker convoy never really took off like Canada did.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know the exact number, but I know it didn't get nowhere near the Canadian convoy.
Mm-hmm.
And the Canadian convoy actually made it to where they wanted to prove their point.
Right.
But the American one, nah.
We just petered out.
Well, they went into some sort of hearings or something. And when they went to that, I was like, man.
That's it.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah. Well, that was right at the height of where the gas price was.
Well, but then, no, remember they were blaming the ships.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't get product in fast enough to the ports. They couldn't offload it fast enough. Then you had all the truckers supposedly, you know, I saw them on TikTok. They were posting on TikTok saying, no, we're here. We're not getting loaded. You know, they're taking a sweet-ass time. Then you got the dock workers saying it's not us.
Yeah.
It's, you know, paperwork. There's, you know, a lot of fucking red tape we got to go through. Then you had ships sitting out there in the bay. And, I mean, they were kicking the can. It was a hot potato.
Yeah.
They were just tossing it around to everybody. So, I mean, you couldn't really, say, well, here's the reason for the high gas prices. Plus, they told us, the administration told us, summer's coming, get ready for high gas prices. Fucking summer we're barely in spring.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But we're used to that, though. You know, we all know, because why schools are out.
Yeah,
and
then
traveling and all
the way they blend it, you got your summer blend, your winter blend, and then you got all the work they have to do, the turnarounds on the refineries.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into effect, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Who can you blame?
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And then what did they pass? I don't necessarily know. I know they did, it's just like anything else. Mm-hmm. They put this to keep people entertained.
Yep.
Or have their mind occupied.
Oh, that shit definitely worked.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they passed all kinds of different rules.
Well,
different laws, stuff like that.
Well, and then what was before the fuel thing? It was the food shortage. You had the chicken. Yeah. There was no chicken, I guess. Then high meat prices. Oh, yeah. And then came the fuel or the inflation, and then came the fuel. Then you got the housing market. Yeah. That supposedly the bubble's getting ready to pop. Yeah. And that's also with inflation. Yeah. And then when inflation, I mean, the distraction. Damn, I mean, we were already distracted. Fuck. Yeah.
Whoa, which way do we go?
Left squirrel,
Squirrel. No, just kidding. But, yeah, man, but see, that just shows. Mm-hmm. How just you and I just talking right now, we get distracted.
Sidetrack, man. Bam, quick.
Yep. And they know that that's a way to be like, oh, well, they'll just give up. Mm-hmm. Just like me and you did. That's a prime example of you and I being distracted, and we just said, you know what, fuck it. Just stop it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many people think that, and I know we're not the only ones that can see shit for face value.
Hell no.
We know what's going on. Yep. But just you and I aren't going to change the world. No. I don't want to change the world, honestly. Because you know what happens when people try to change the world?
They get unalived.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You start getting a lot of other things happening to you, and that shit ain't cool.
Well, and the thing is if it comes from DC, it's not an opinion. No. They're telling you.
No. You're being voluntold.
Shit's rolling downhill. Get ready.
Yeah, just getting ready. Yeah, exactly. And like the Ukraine thing.
Yep.
I have a buddy, like I talked to you before. Mm-hmm. He has a family in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And what he told me what was going on was kind of far-fetched. I know I told you. Yeah. And you were just like, I don't know, man. That sounds like a movie or shit. Yeah. But we just don't know.
We don't.
We've heard things as far as, them using video games.
Yeah, yeah. All the headlines, the fake headlines. And, Yeah.
And, reverse videos. There's all kinds of stuff out there.
Yep.
And it's just, you get so in tune or it's so drowned in things. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, man, is that even happening?
Well, and it's funny you say that because I don't see any damn TikTok footage from the front lines in Ukraine. Oh. Maybe I'm just not following the right, what do you call it? Pages or content creator, whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe that, or maybe they're tuning the algorithm to where we don't see it.
Right. We don't know.
Because you can see, I mean, goddamn, man, everybody's got a camera.
Everybody.
I mean, even if it's that shitty grainy stuff, man, everybody's got a camera.
Go ahead,
man.
Say it, bro. It's okay.
Even if they record, even if they record with a potato, man, we know. It's not Samsung, man. It's not. It's not Android.
Hey, straight up, hey. He's a Samsung guy. I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah,
I
Android.
love Apple.
Android. So.
And
yeah.
I can't say. All these improvements that Apple done to their items, it still can't compete with their camera.
Anyway, talking about Ukraine.
But you got a point though.
Yeah.
When things go bad, everybody don't try to call the authorities. Everybody just starts recording.
Yeah.
And why can't they do that in Ukraine?
Yep.
I know. Like I've seen a few that come across, and they're like, "This is Ukraine right now."
Yeah.
And there's really not shit blowing up.
No, there's people feeding ducks and shit, man.
They're just strolling on. Now, not trying to get off subject here, but could it be in a different area?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we're just not, like I said, maybe they're tweaking the algorithm to where we don't see that stuff.
Yeah, possibility.
But you would think somewhere along through there, shit would break out. Yeah.
At least one.
And then you see all these challenges, man. You see all these people dancing and all that. You see that, but how come you don't see? Well, I take it back. Early in the invasion, the so-called invasion.
Yeah.
There was a TikTok video of some soldiers that were supposedly on the front line, waiting on the Russian troops to invade.
Right.
Out of boredom, out of boredom, and I guess to lift the morale, they did a TikTok video. They were dancing.
Okay.
That's the only thing I saw from the front lines, the so-called front lines.
Right.
Where are they now? Look at all these websites that used to be around with beheadings and
Oh, yeah.
Where's that shit, man?
I don't know, man.
I used to see more of that stuff.
Yeah.
More of the, what do you want to call it?
I know there was one called Rotten.com.
Yeah. Well, see, you would see a lot of those foreign death videos
Yeah.
back then than you do now.
Yeah, I remember that. 'Cause
Yeah.
my brother used to watch this shit.
Well,
Fucking freaked me out.
Man, that's what I'm saying. You used to actually see that more,
Yeah.
especially from that area of the world, back then than you do now.
Right, right.
How come we don't see it now? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't exist,
Yeah.
but they're either suppressing or the shit ain't going down the way they say.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That Ukraine thing, man, like I said, and why haven't we seen, because, like, prime example, man, I was in, the Iraq stuff.
Right.
And I was in high school. And I remember when Bush sent in them fighters, and, I mean, shit was blowing up. It was that shock and awe.
And it was on national TV.
It was on national TV.
Yep.
There's nothing like that.
Nope.
There was nothing. All we hear now is, we're supporting them from the weapons, and humanitarian efforts.
Oh, and they show people the people crossing the border.
Right.
Into, was it Poland?
Yeah, Poland.
Yeah, they show the people running away, from the war zone, but that's all they show.
Yeah.
In the Gulf War, there was journalists on the front line.
Yeah, straight up.
Remember, Geraldo Rivera got in trouble for giving out their position.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's why they don't do it now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he shit the bed so bad for everybody that no.
But I know. I can tell you this because I lived it. The Iraq War. That was a 10-year war almost, so to speak.
Yep.
That was heavily in the media coverage.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yep.
And I'll tell you like this, man. We got interviewed a few times, and it was by the script. I don't care what people tell me. I don't care if I get in trouble.
Yeah.
When they sat us down, they knew mentally we weren't right, man.
Yeah.
And they straight up said, "We want you to say you love it here."
Yeah.
This is insane.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I know there's a lot of veterans. If we reach out to veterans and guys that listen to this shit, I know I don't want to hit a heartstring, but they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And dude, that just shows like they can manipulate anything.
Yeah.
And it's a distraction, like we've been talking.
Yep.
The Ukraine thing, man. I think there's more to it. I just don't.
We'll never
put a
know.
finger on it.
We'll never know.
We'll know 10 years from now.
Yeah, in a book. In a book that some politician writes because he's no longer in politics and he feels he needs to speak up.
Yeah, but he probably got his pocket line.
Oh, yeah.
And
he was allowed to because it has to be approved before it's published.
Exactly.
So they're going to go in there and remove what they feel is too much to handle and what's going to sell. So we'll never know. We won't.
No, we won't.
We'll have an idea.
For sure.
And we're gonna years from now we'll still be talking about it. Or we'll see a documentary.
Yeah. Pretty soon we'll be those old timers.
Yeah, we'll see a documentary. It'll come out.
No.
What really happened. In 2022, the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
We'll be like, oh wow, here we go again.
Like fuck, we knew it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you remember when we talked about that? But that's crazy, dude. I just. Like we said earlier, man, the water's so muddy, you can't see through it. And anytime you try, you run into another block.
Yeah, or another distraction.
Man. So, yeah, that's a tough one, man. I mean, if anybody has any kind of information that they know, fucking hit us up. You can follow us on Twitter at wayward_sons_TX. And on Instagram, we have an Instagram page as well. It's a wayward_sons podcast. So go ahead and feel free to add us. We'll follow you. Follow us. We'll follow you back. And like I said, if you have any more opinions, definitely hit us up on that.
Yep.
And we can definitely, talk to y'all